I would say this is one of the most powerful teaching moments with Elder Bednar that I've ever encountered in my life. What do the scriptures mean when they talk about understanding? It's not our understanding from our mind. Wait till you hear and feel what he has to say. It's not about what you think. It's not about how you teach others. Welcome to the last dispensation. You're living in it.
We don't really know where the world is gonna go, but now everybody knows that you can't stop for too long. Got to keep going. Don't really know where the world is gonna go.
So this is beautiful. All I could say is beautiful. The post on Church News on Twitter that I saw a video. I'm going to play the video. It's a recent, it just came out maybe an hour ago. And I think he's teaching, it looks like he's teaching mission presidents, stake presidents, leaders. He's definitely teaching leaders. It looks like a room full of leaders.
True doctrine, understood, changes attitudes and behavior. The key word in that phrase is understood. Understanding does not mean mental comprehension. Understanding in the scriptures, apply thine heart to understanding. Revelation comes as thoughts to the mind, feelings to the heart. Understanding is a revealed result. What doctrine, if understood, would change the attitudes and behaviors of these people? That's a question for you and for me. And then the second question is, what would I invite these people to do so that they would learn for themselves that doctrine? Now, we usually want to preach it at them, and we usually want to explain it to them. And we think we're doing our duty because we talk all the time. Joseph came back from the sacred grove. His mother was at home. She noticed something had happened. She said, "Joseph, are you all right?" His answer was, "Mother, I am well enough off. All is well. I have learned for myself." I wouldn't rank order the impact of scriptures in my life, but that's one of the most profound. Our job is not to teach. It is to invite people so they learn for themselves.
That is so true, brothers and sisters. That is very true. It's not about what you say to somebody. You can be at the pulpit and teach the most amazing sermons in the world. Brothers and sisters, Elder Bednar talks about this a lot wherever he goes. There's been several instances where you can find many different times on social media or just in the Liahona in his general conference talks, in his teaching moments where he's instructing others at the MTC or at BYU or in other venues where he's talking about the Holy Ghost, learning how do we have it. It's not something you ask for. It's something you live in. It's something you live in. But going back to allowing others to learn for themselves is paramount to what I believe even. I believe that is the method that we gather Israel. There were two different, when I was on my mission, Lauren C. Dunn was our area president. And back then, and even until now, it's always been the same. There were two different philosophies about gathering or baptizing or what conversion really is. Is conversion something that happens where a man decides he's going to follow God? Yes. But it's also something to do with who we were before we came here and recognizing. So sometimes, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to be confusing, is that allowing people to learn from themselves is really allowing them to recognize who they were before they came here. And that either the desire is in them or it's not. Either you're going to want to know truth or you're not. So those two philosophies on my mission were either, are we just calling out the sheep and allowing them to come? because my sheep will hear my voice, the shepherd's voice? Or is there something that we have to do to convince people to follow Christ and then teach them how they need to recognize the Spirit? I think it's more of the first, and that's kind of what Elder Bednar is saying, is that we give the call, but their desires will invite the Spirit, and their desires for knowledge, wisdom, what Joseph Smith had.
But before I get started, a little house cleaning. The Firm Foundation Expo, featuring the 35th International Book of Mormon Evidence Conference, is coming up, faithfully exploring relevant LDS topics of our time. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., April 17th, 18th, and 19th. That is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 2025. And where will it be? It won't be at the same place that we went to last time. No golf courses this time. But it will be at the Conference Center at Miller Campus, Salt Lake City, actually in Sandy. Y'all know where Sandy is. That's where my mission home was in 1992. 9750 South 300 West Sandy, Utah, 84070. The Gail Miller Conference Center, main stage, soft seats in raised auditorium, building 3, MFEC registration, main speakers and vendors, building 2, KGMC, breakout speakers and vendors. Details, call Ryan Nelson. Yes, your friend and my friend. Yes, that guy that we all see when we come into the front entrance. His name is Ryan, and his last name is Nelson. Call him at 801-931-9031. That is 801-931-9031. The 35th Book of Mormon Evidence Conference, and I will be there. Okay, let's get started.
Before I forget, brothers and sisters, if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ding the bell for notifications. Your support means the world to me and helps the channel grow. And hey, if you want to contribute to the program, I do prefer Venmo first, then Cash App, then PayPal, then Zelle. And I've got cool products. I got cool merch. That's all being designed. I get a percentage of it, and that's if you're interested. Remember, your comments are what keep this community thriving, so drop your thoughts below. And if you're feeling extra generous, consider becoming a YouTube member or sending a thanks, a super thanks right there. The button's right below the screen during our videos. Now back to the topic. The emphasis on the Spirit of God or the Holy Ghost in teaching and sermons is a theme that both Joseph Smith and Brigham Young had. Joseph Smith emphasized that the Holy Ghost is essential for understanding all truth. He taught that no man can receive the Holy Ghost without receiving revelations. We get that, right? He taught that the presence of the Holy Ghost was way more important than mere eloquence in speech. Brigham Young taught that the Holy Ghost is, quote, the special gift of the Father, and that it can teach us all things. He emphasized the importance of being guided by the Spirit in all aspects of our life. He noted that a teacher's example and the Spirit's convincing power are crucial. He said, and this very much goes along with Elder Bednar, he said, you cannot light a fire in another's soul unless it is burning in your own soul, meaning you have to have the Spirit. Elder D. Todd Christofferson emphasized that the Holy Ghost is the true teacher, and no mortal will replace his role in witnessing truth. What does that suggest, brothers and sisters? That if a person says very little, the presence of the Holy Ghost can still have a major impact on the person that he's testifying to. Many of us that went on missions understand that. And you can look back in your minds and remember the time when that happened. Brigham Young many times emphasized that the Spirit illuminates the soul, brings light, glory, and knowledge to that person. There's somebody mowing the lawn outside. Sorry about that. But it's noisy. It sounds like a bunch of giant wasps are coming to get me. The spirit of prophecy. Joseph Smith taught that the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. A person has to have a desire. It doesn't matter what you say. Joseph Smith even said language was broken. Parley P. Pratt described Joseph Smith's language as original, yet eloquent, but very simple and unpolished. But despite its simplicity, the Holy Ghost engaged people because he had the Spirit with him and moved audiences deeply. It was because of the power that he had. That's all it was, brothers and sisters. He was an ordinary man that had a calling, an extraordinary calling. Joseph Smith once stated that he had seen men deliver the most amazing speeches while describing experience at a large gathering where prominent individuals were speaking, highlighting the power and eloquence of their words, that there was nothing like direct testimony, basically. I'm kind of paraphrasing it, and that the Holy Ghost that he felt the Spirit more from those people, the most simplest words, I guess you could say. So I guess what I get from this is being present. When you go with the missionaries or you go do your ministering, you being present, you're allowing, you're representing, you're basically just a catalyst, part of the catalyst, I would even say, for the Holy Ghost to do the work. Elder Bednar encourages members to sincerely desire and invite the Holy Ghost into their lives. He notes that the Holy Ghost cannot be compelled. It cannot be commanded, but must be invited through righteous living and obedience to God's commandments. It is simple, yet powerful. What is he talking about? A testimony. Testimony is simple, yet powerful. And Elder Bednar does not specifically address the concept of simple testimony. He emphasizes that the Spirit can communicate through thoughts and feelings, which may not require extensive verbalization. This is the same thing that goes back all the way to the beginning of the Restoration. You're learning by the Spirit. Elder Bednar teaches that learning by the Spirit involves acting in faith and allowing the Holy Ghost to confirm truths. Allow the Holy Ghost to confirm the truth. This process can occur even when the speaker says little, as the Spirit can convey understanding and conviction directly to the heart. It's not eloquent speeches, brothers and sisters, that convert. It's not litigation. It's not clever debate. It's not proving factually, scientifically that something is true. Here comes the wasps. It's the subtle, simple way that we are converted. In other words, the gospel is not complicated. And brothers and sisters, I need you to share this. I really do. YouTube has said that if you have high engagement, your thumbs up, your likes, your comments, people sharing it, that you will be recommended more. Well, my engagement is very high. I had almost 2,000 shares in 28 days. People shared my content 1,786 times. So basically, higher engagement, brothers and sisters, equals higher recommendations. My videos don't just go to subscribers. Most of my views are from people that don't subscribe to me, which is being recommended is different than being notified. You guys, my subscribers, are being notified. All you others that don't watch, that don't subscribe to me, you're being it's being recommended to you. It's being put in your feed, but mine's not. Maybe 35% of the time now. So I'm not getting my message out to you. So come look for me. Make it a priority. Click something, put something up there that reminds you. Go check out Troy, because I put out stuff at least 5 times a week, and that's that. But be soldiers. Be soldiers. We got to be soldiers. If you like my content, if you're like, you know what, I can take you or leave you, brother, then so be it. But if you want to be a soldier in the army, then come along now and be in the army. Thank y'all.